powers a little bit hopes up right now. But with that being said, now let's talk about the drafts here. PBN Strike once again gonna be on the blue side, while EVO Esports on the red side. And currently, EVO Esports one game away from being eliminated from the tournament itself.
Okay, so we did talk about the possibility of Faramis being banned. So I think that even if it's banned, it will not be in the first set of bans. It will be in the second set of bans.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
because you have so many other heroes that is a must ban. Like voila, almost every round you will see a Moscow ban, you'll see a Joy ban. We're probably going to see a Fanny ban. You know, the typical ones.
I think glue is something that is gotta be taken out. Glue is just so strong.
Oh
and
yeah,
it just brings so much value, right? In terms of flexibility, yeah, people say you play glue in XP, but in terms of flex role, which is very common, especially for the past 2 years, first pick heroes is always gonna be flexibility instead of S tier meta heroes. But glue works as a roamer and also an XP laner, so it does open up a little bit more option to work with. But as of yet, I think EVO Esports, they just don't really care. They just don't want to deal with the 1-1, which is kind of surprising considering that they do have a Lolita player to actually deal with a crossbow tank. So I'm really surprised that EVO Esports just doesn't want to deal with a 1-1 or the Fanny, which they did ban off the Fanny in game 1. But do they do the same again? Archive being banned here, it just,
agreed.
Like you said as well, a good shout as well, where EVO Esports was able to bring it to the table. Kaja being respected, that means they are going to open up 2 meta heroes for themselves.
Okay, so you got the Fanny that's open. What else?
Glue is open as well.
You have the Farsa, you have the Valentina that's open. Yeah, but for the first pick, I would say out of all that, if you really want to play the Fanny, you got to pick that now.
Yeah, I don't think they should first pick in the Fanny, because as of yet, Fanny can be pocketed into the 3rd slot, right? In case EVO Esports do bring in the Kufra, which is most likely something they can do, prioritizing on the flexibility is more important right now, especially for PBN, right? Like the Fanny, you can go in for the final pickup for sure. As of yet, they should go for the glue first as a safety net and then see whether or not EVO Esports picks up the Fanny pickup. But most likely they're not. But no way.
Oh yeah, Faramis,
They are going to prioritize the Faramis over the glue. That means EVO Esports can snatch up the glue themselves. But forgot about that. We completely forgot about Fredrin. Guess what? Fredrin loves Faramis. If they're all grouped up, it's even better because he will get free taunt values all the way through and chain CC's way through. And we talked about how game 1, EVO Esports was struggling to actually extend the fight after the Cloud Altar. But with the Fredrin, you are going to be extending it to the ends of day.
Yeah, honestly, I almost forgot about the Fredrin because it was just banned out the entire day, like a default ban. But because Arkai is banned and Kaja is banned instead, so Fredrin is open. So yeah, that's a good pick there. But that also means that Glue is still open to be picked up. If EVO Esports doesn't pick Glue here, it's very likely that PBSI will do that.
No way!
Okay.
I love it. You know, like, okay, personally...
Alright, tell me.
I would prefer going for a Brody to deal with a potential Fanny if PBN Strike go for it. But Melissa is a great way to deal with the Cloud Altar, which was the biggest problem the EVO Esports had in game number 1, which was whenever they drop the Cloud Altar, boom, you know, the Melissa is not going to be able to, everyone, the Moscow wasn't able to clear it off as quickly as it can, but Melissa is pretty much guaranteed the Cloud Altar is going to get popped alongside with Freddy Taunt, so I like it. And they can keep the Valentina option open because of the fact that PBN Strike pretty much doubled down that this is guaranteed a mage for Ramis, and forcing PBN Strike to play a roaming for Ramis doesn't help them at all. So this is really smart coming from EVO Esports.
Oh, and you have a Lolita again. So Lolita's concept can be pretty much the same like a Kaja's concept, whereby from the early game you can do a jungle invade, and plus you have a Faramis to back you up as well. So this kind of combination, I kind of feel that PBSI is going to do pretty much the same thing. So this is where EVO Esports needs to be prepared to defend their own jungle.
This is okay. So right now, PBN Strike, they've got the Lolita, they've got the Faramis. That pretty much showed their hand for a mage as well as roamer. So EVO Esports, if they decide to go for the Fanny now, it isn't too bad. But that is gonna force the Fredrin down towards the XP lane, which is not exactly the strongest composition. I don't think they would take the risk. But going for the Valentina is gonna be smarter as well. EVO Esports has no choice but to ban the potential Fanny because right now they're still opening it up for a potential Kufra pickup. So PBN Strike, if they ban the Kufra, immediately EVO Esports is going to react with the Fanny right here, right now. So in this case, PBN Strike, do they respond? Because Kadita being banned off, they need a mage. I don't think... okay, technically they can go for the roam Kadita, which completely just one-shots the entire Cloud Altar, which PBN Strike wants to play it. But I don't know, it feels like EVO Esports right now, they're just drafting instinctively of what their comfort is. And currently, Moskov should be a decent ban, but no.
I was thinking Moskov as well, but very interestingly, now Moskov is open. So PBN Strike, well, we did talk about like the similarities between Moskov as well as Carry, right? So we did see like how effective Carry was in the previous round. So now that Moskov is open, I mean, PBN Strike, just pick it.
I don't think it's a big problem as well. PBN Strike, they can still go for the B tricks for themselves, but Blood's Anzai is comfortable with the Moskov, so I think that's going to be a freebie for PBN Strike to go for the Moskov for sure. But final pick here is going to be the Roamer from EVO Esports. Do they want to take the risk to ban the Kufra, knowing that EVO Esports might be bringing in the Fanny? And so far, Fanny is just up in the air, and there's a lot of thought process coming from both sides. Do they risk it or do they don't? And hope and pray that neither of these teams actually play Fanny right now, which I think is going to be the case. Yujong being banned here, another alternative to deal with the Cloud Altar. EVO Esports, do they go for it right here, right now? Because it seems really, really good. But no, they're going for the Grok, so there is no Fanny from the side of EVO Esports. But if PBN Strike goes for it, the Grok is going to completely shred through here. But so far, here with the Dirov as well as the Harry pickup from PBN Strike. We talked about how they needed some kind of magical damage. The Faramis isn't enough, but forcing the gold lane on Harif means they are going to hyper end this game.
Ooh, okay.
They're going to power their way through an early aggression.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage here from PBN Strike. And plus, they can do the jungle invade because of Lolita. So they can definitely do it from the get-go. Whereas for EVO Esports, yeah, you have the Grok, but Grok lacks mobility. That's one thing. So,
what? Nah, I disagree. Grok is by far one of the fastest in terms of rotation. But the Terisla, yeah. Oh, wait, Terisla,
Okay, so there's a Teresa and there's a Grok.
Okay, roaming Grok and then
yeah,
XP.
Sure.
Yeah, XP Teresa. I was expecting XP Grok, but alright, okay. Zanri did show himself as a Grok for a previous week.
Yep.
Rotation-wise, okay. But I really like how PBN Strike is drafting this accordingly. It feels like they are a little bit forced into this composition, but fortunately for them, Dirov does bring a lot in terms of damage output. But the question is, can they out-sustain EVO Esports in all this teamfight? This Fredrin is going to create a lot of chaos, and hopefully PBN Strike is able to close 2-0. But for now, EVO Esports fans, they are going to be a little bit keeping hopeful for now as they try to take this into as a 2-1 series.
They are comfort picks from both sides, not going to lie about that. So you got the Lolita, you got the Grok, these are comfort picks. You got the Fedrin, this is a comfort pick as well. Valentina's a comfort pick. So everyone's not taking their big risks as we head into the game.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be game 2, lower brackets right now. For the final series of the day, we have PBN Strike going up against EVO Esports for game number 2. And currently, EVO Esports is setting up an ambush here against Leone. It's going to do a lot of damage, but it is going to be Eugene to try to set things up. And that's going to be first blood from the side of EVO Esports, but they do get a trade-off from Raicho. But Flash 1 doing a significant amount of damage is going to try and harass PBN Strike from the get-go.
Wow, calm down, people. It's not even a minute, and we saw like 2 kills in the middle, but evenly balanced, 1-1 each. I guess everyone's just trying to put a statement here, and it was more of EVO Esports trying to invade the jungle on PBN Strike's side, but PBN Strike, they were prepared for it.
Well, as you can see, PBN Strike currently in a very, very weird position. Opper also going to be looking for a little bit more harassments in. They want to try and pressure your name, and they are going to try and make an attempt. Here comes Counter Altar, pull it back to try to extend the fight. Your name doesn't have the appraisal draft, so that's going to be PBN Strike getting an early pick off on the jungler, immediately helping Raijo. And this is the aggression that PBN Strike needs as well, especially when they don't have a late game marksman.
Yeah, they want to play it fast, that's what we discussed, right? And so far, so good for them. Well, that was still an early attempt. Let's see what happens, especially when the Turtle shows up. And I think that Turtle is definitely going to prove a statement to who is able to control at least the riverbank.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a problem for now. But bottom side, they do have a dive on towards Opper. That's going to be a significant amount of damage, but this is a very tanky Terisla. into his later stage of game. So he's going to be okay. PBN setting up for the turtle fight as well. EVO Esports in position to going for the dive. Your name not showing himself yet. But it is going to be Flash One to harass his way through both. Having Count Alta for now means EVO Esports will get aggression as well. Leone waiting for the right moment strike. Moments before the stop. Turtle being baited out as well, but here comes the dive. Nami instantly with a penalty zone. They have to disengage, but Flash One, he forces the count onto all by himself, but EVO Esports, they have to back out, and now they get a freebie on your name, and PBN strike comes up on top. Mistakes were made by EVO Esports, and that is going to be putting them and losing out this turtle fight, while Raisho already making work for PBN strike.
Yeah, there's going to be a free turtle there while they just make sure that no one dares to come. But at the same time, it's not only the turtle, kind of think about it. Even the purple buff as well. It's definitely going to be taken unless your name is going to do it.
Yep, he is going to be forced to go for the retribution battles while Yoni zoning his way through. Raisho doing some work. He does have to upgrade his buff. He's got the round. Can he pop it in time? No, he cannot. That's going to be PBN strike taking him out of equation. And that is a double kill for Raisho with the turtle buff. Oh my goodness.
I mean, that was a little bit desperate for them to take that purple buff. I thought that in my mind, my thought process is like just let it go, because right now they are behind. Look at the goal difference. It's 3 minutes, but you have 2,000 goal difference.
Oh, your name could not get the appraiser's wrap in time. That would have been so sick if he gotten it all, but mistakes were made, and that is going to put PBN Strike in a very, very huge lead here, almost near 3K advantage as they try to continue to snowball their way through. But now, Flash One they have to play a little bit defensively here. Numenon Blast is the way to go, as they know in terms of late game, this Melissa is going to pop off even harder. But Eugene Shenko just got his Clock of Destiny, a pretty decent timing at that. But PBN Strike, Leone, a bit of trouble. Here comes Wall Charge connects, but he's so tanky. Raisho looking to force the fight, but that's still Melissa with the ulti actually going for the counter altar as well. But they're isolated as well. They're all stuck in. And here goes the Numenon Blast from the side from Nanami. It's not going to help him enough, but the EVO Esports, they are taking a lot of damage, but they will be able to trade 3 for nothing. Over aggression from PBN Strike will pay their price, and now Eugene Chenko is going to be the next to fall. Double kill for Flash One to save the day for EVO Esports.
Well, rule number 1, never aim a tank.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and the fact that they put a lot of skills and a lot of time and effort onto the Grok, so yeah, unfortunately they were counted upon.
Yeah, the go away setup with the wall block forced PBN Strike in a very, very awkward position, and the setup from Numenon Blast was just so huge from Flash One in this place. But Turtle coming in with the retribution battle. Do they get it? No, they do not. And it is going to be Xandri that takes it. And now the Melissa comes in. Mister will shred their way through PBN Strike, taking a little bit too much damage, and that's going to be the double kill from EVO Esports, as they will finally take back the lead away from PBN Strike.
Oh, wow. Okay. Right now, we can see that PBN Strike is just making mistake after mistake. Like, previously, it was just aiming the tank, and then recently, it's just going in all alone, unprepared, because EVO Esports, they clearly have controlled the jungle closest to the objective, and they should be aware that, okay, they are still around. If we go in like 1 or 2, we'll be taken out, and that's exactly what happened.
Radiant Armor purchase up on 20 August, and you can see Nanami forced to defend against this all by himself, but the chip damage from Piston a little bit too much. Woo! The wall block almost taking him out, but nevertheless, trading in the middle tower here, PBN Strike looking to try to trade objectives across the map, but here comes the wall charge. Numenon Blast set up by Flash One as well, but the counter Numenon Blast from Leone will stop them in his track. The puppets are doing their damage, but PBN Strike was able to survive this. Leone saves the day with the shield, and that's going to be the disengage from both sides.
Okay, so we got to tune our understanding. 20 August is actually Xanri.
Yeah,
it's using a different naming game. But anyway, so far it's been doing very well. We can see how he engages with the opponent, how he becomes the wall in front, and how he takes that amount of damage. But for the other side, PBN Strike, they will need to find a way to go to the backline. Right now, 20 August or Xanri, he's just being that wall in front.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult as well, but Flash One, they know they are the trend, they do get the catch. However, here comes the counter engagement. Raisho immediately shut down with this catch here. PBN Strike not going to be able to scale a little bit more into the later stage game. They're forcing the Harif to join the fights early, but EVO Esports, it seems like they've got control of the situation. and they are going to try and drag this out. Bottom side as well, Tier 1 is going to be exposed, but it is going to be Opera that stops him in the track. EVO, Esport, feeling a little bit more confident now. Leone all by himself, but they're just making sure that this turtle doesn't get stolen away by PBN and Strike. But once again, Flash One stealing off the Numenon Blast again from EVO Esport.
Yeah, not enough time for them, but look at the back. Right now we can see some movement by Nanami, but no big moves just yet. And at this moment, well, EVO Esports seems to be able to secure majority of the objectives as of now. And because of that, they caught up in terms of goal. Right now, it's still really 50-50. And because of it being 50-50, I think that the river control is going to be really important. That's why you can see that PBN Strike, they try to be at the river as much as possible, and not too much on the jungle invasion. As long as they can control the river, at least they have that 60-40 moment.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a difficult spot to be in, but PBN Strike, they're setting up an ambush, going for the one-shot combo with the Derov. But it's going to take some time. 20 August, he's going to get focused down, but Raijo! Instead of focusing the Grog, he went for the minions instead. So, don't know it was intended or not, but seems like they are going to try and drag this out. But I don't think it's advisable, considering that the Melissa from Biston is just popping off right now. Level 10 into the game. He's got to go away to deal with the Derov. And this might be a problem later on for PBN Strike.
I think it was a good choice to not go into the Grog because it's a... Well, what?
Only a support.
Yeah, it's only a support. It's tanky. You don't want to use all the skills onto it, but maybe this one.
Oh, the Shadow Stampede not going to be able to pull Opera in. Flickers out of there because of this mishap. They could not trade the Tier 1 or get a kill. Bottom side is going to get pressure. That's going to be a free Tier 2 down bottom for EVO Esport as Biston is going to try and make work for it as well. 20 August with the blocks as well. Just irritating all the rotations for PBN Strike.
There you go. So another turret down. I mean, we can start to see that EVO Esports, they're moving in as a 5, like they're no longer splitting up, but there could be a counter to this, whereby PBN Strike could go for the split push.
Oh, Opera, he's gonna get caught off, but he goes for the penalty zone, trying to disengage. He's got the sustain, finally goes down, but he buys enough time for EVO Esports to commit for this as well. The wall charge comes in on Raijo. They're going for the dive. He's gonna get completely kited down, but the count outer keeping him alive. The counter Numenon Blast is gonna keep Raijo alive as well. They do trade Opera for Leone, but somehow no one has died in this entire trade-off.
50-50 trade, and without offer, this could be opportunity for PBN Strike to go for the Lord, but are they going to take that risk because Zanri is still around though? Zanri is keeping eyes on the objective, not allowing it easy for PBN Strike to take it away.
What a clutch coming from Yuji Chenko just now. However, does he have the second count altar? Because as of yet, EVO Esports, they're still afraid to contest the Lord. Tier 1 still standing from both sides, but EVO Esports still feeling a little bit more confident to start things out. They are going to try and force PBN Strike to commit to this fight once again. Raijo not showing himself yet. He doesn't have the purple buff, but half HP is going to be the Lord here. They need the big stop coming in, but guess what? They dive on the Opera. The Teresa with the penalty zone connects on 2. 20 August with the wall charge to buy time. The Lord will be secured from EVO Esports. But guess what? The Yuji Chenko with the plays here. The cold altar Numenon Blast comes in, and now everyone from EVO Esports, they crumble. And they could not disengage. Once again, the count altar saves from Yuji Chenko to extend the fight.
And now this is opportunity for them to take the mid turret. Yuji Chenko came in at the right timing. He was fresh. He had all his abilities. And his opponents had nothing at some point because they expended everything. So he took advantage of that. Get 2 kills back to back. And now, because it's just the first Lord, so there's not going to be a problem for them to take it down.
Oh, this is huge for PBN Strike. This is exactly what they needed, and they need the perfect setup as well. EVO Esports was in no position to fight that. 20 August tried to buy time with the wall charge. Unfortunately, the count altar is what turned the tides for the team as well. Flash One in no position to save the team. And right now, Numenon Blast comes in. It is going to get cancelled. Your Name, however, needs to make a run for it as well. Do they make the dive? The appraisal's back. Turns the time. Catch us on Leone. But the count altar is not going to save them alive. They get completely shish kebab by Biston. As now PBN Strike will pick apart the final member. But no! Nanami takes him out!
Wow.
And how is he going to be able alive? He was able to swing his swords, but he trades 1 for 3. And now Yuji Chenko gonna try and get a little bit more. Blood's Anzai is here to say hello. This Harif does have the damage, but Your Name doesn't want to give away the range buff, and he will get the retribution on it.
Yeah, good thing, good thing, good thing. Their objective was just to not allow him to get the buff, but anyway, he still managed to get it at the at the end, so that's kind of okay. Purple buff being taken as well. I know PBN Strike, they really try to control the jungle, but at this point, without the numbers to back them up, it's going to be hard, but they try anyway.
Yep, it is going to be the case here. EVO Esports currently fighting for their desperate lives as they try to hold on this aggression for PBN Strike. And so far, Melissa Biston is going to be the saving grace for EVO Esports, whereas PBN Strike, they need to shut him down. And so far, it has been very, very difficult. 20 August, opening up the map, really nice for the team. But he is going to make sure that they do not strike on towards Biston. And with 40 seconds left on this next Lord, PBN Strike, they cannot afford to make any more mistakes, as Melissa, with down towards his final item, is going to make him an unstoppable force.
EVO Esports, they can win fights, but they don't have the map control. PBN Strike, obviously map control is on their side, and at the same time, just look at this, they are doing the split push. Nanami at the bottom lane, just pulling players from EVO Esports towards him. This opens up a lot more for PBN Strike.
Nanami doing a lot of damage as well, but you can see the reaction from PBN Strike. He's not going to be overcommitting. EVO Esports is going to try and keep him in the safety as well, but here comes the conceal play. The wall charge immediately isolates and cancels the mob. Your name looking to re-engage, but they are in a choke spot for this Melissa to pop off. It's just not risky here. The puppet's on cooldown, but seems like they don't want to overcommit. Leone forced to back out with a flicker as well. The wall block not going to be able to isolate his way through. They baited out the Numenon Blast from Flash 1. Not exactly sure if PBN Strike knows this, but that is huge because they still have the count altar. And now 20 August is going to be burnt down, but the Melissa dolls are doing so much work. PBN Strike is taking so much, but now the Nami goes on the backline, finishes him off, but the damage has been done. PBN Strike, they're holding on. Blood's Ansai is going to focus on your name while he needs to make a run for it. They lose too, but the puck comes in, but the count altar keeps him alive. And what a save from Yujichenko. Your name now needs to run for his life, but the Nami cannot connect. They do not have the fight. The count outer from EVO Esports turns the tide, keeps them alive. Double kill for Flash 1 and EVO Esports. They managed to wipe them all out. Triple kill for Flash 1 and PBN Strike desperately forced that issue, but EVO Esports was able to come up on top.
That was an insanely long fight. My goodness, everything's thrown at EVO Esports, but somehow they managed to sustain it. Even PBN Strike died, come back again, but still not able to secure enough kills on the EVO Esports. This allowed them to secure the main objective, that's the Lord. My goodness, that is one of the longest fights that we have seen today.
Oh my goodness, and now they are going to try and force the issue. Rigel getting very desperate with his pickoffs, but there's only so much he can do on Zadirov, where he is pretty much the only physical damage alongside with Nanami, and so far they haven't been able to tally up in their composition. And with this play, EVO Esports, they're desperately holding on to try and drag this into his game number 3.
Oh, here we go. It's going to be a 50-50 matchup in the middle right now. No big objectives, but this fight is definitely going to be super important. And we're going to start off with Opera at the forefront.
Going to be zoning things out, but it seems like everyone from EVO Esports is reaction. Going to be able to react to this as well. Yujichenko needs to be very careful with his count altar. Meanwhile, Flash 1 hasn't exactly shown himself what he's stealing here. The Lord is going to be showing himself, reveals his position down bottom, but Flash 1 thinking what to steal right now, and it seems like he's saving his out for Yujichenko, and Yujichenko cannot afford to give it away, but no, Flash 1, he made a mistake, and so that's going to be a little bit of a cooldown for EVO Esports. Meanwhile, PBN Strike, they are going to try and clear off the minions and try and force the fight. Wow, Flash 1 doesn't have his ultimate yet. Harassment has been made. But PBN Strike, they're getting pressured by 20 August as well. Numenon Blast comes in, connects on 2, but the follow-up, it doesn't come through. The wall charge counter engagement, the countouts are also going to be forcing the fight as well. Leone holding on, buying time with the shields, and there's going to be a lot of damage, but the appraisal's ramp from your name obliterates PBN Strike. Well, Flash 1 finishes off the backline, and Nami still hanging on the backline. The stolen count altar from Flash 1 is going to keep EVO Esports alive as they back off from this fight.
Ooh, okay. I wouldn't say it's a successful defense, but at least they managed to shoo away EVO Esports. They're kind of low at this moment. We can see that Nanami is trying to go in, but nope. Discipline. Secure those buffs. Get back your lane.
Oh, your name looking for the taunt and 2-mana as well. Leone counter engagement does his setup, but no! It is going to be Blood's Unside. They take down your name. He's online, and mistakes were made. as they try to drag this out. But items here, what are the item pickups right now? It seems like it is going to be not enough from both sides. They need to be fully maxed out on magical defense to deal with Bloodsun's Eye, because as of yet, he's starting to hurt like a truck.
Oh yeah, we can... I mean, they're super close as well in terms of goal, despite majority of the kills on the EVO Esports. But now looking back at the highlights, look at Zanri's position. Despite him being super low, he's not backing out. He hopes that his health is still sustainable enough for him to pull off something at least, just as a backup behind there. If any other player, normally they would like, okay, I'll just recall, reset, and come back in. But nope, he is there because he trusts his teammate to steal.
Oh, what a catch as well. Now, Opera going to be isolated as well. The penalty zone keeps him alive, but the stolen count out is going to keep him momentary here as he backs off. But at the back lines, they pick off Leone, but they're all clumped in. The Melissa going to be a point of interest, but the Appraisals Rav from Your Name buys his time, turns the tides around, and now they are going to give chase as Biston rips them apart. Yuji Chenko is going to be next to fall, and the Frederick will catch him off guard. Blats Anzai, only man standing from PBN Strike. 30 seconds on the sidelines, and EVO Esports says, we're shoving it to the base. We're ending this right now. We are dragging this to game number 3.
Oh, here we go. Final defense, but the being is 1v5 is going to be hard.
Wild Cats, they finish him off. It's going to be a wipeout, and that is going to be EVO Esports fighting for their dear lives in the tournament as they drag this to game number 3 against PBN Strike.
Yeah, putting aside that is 15 versus 16, 26 in terms of kills. Actually, it was kind of 50-50